Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show presents the Monday Night Raw Ring Report. As you see right here, Bianca Belair in all her glory and her beauty kicks off Monday Night Raw with a bang as Bianca Belair announces who is next in line to challenge her for her Raw Women's Championship after Rhea Ripley is unable to compete. We'll talk about that coming up. Also, too, Miss McMahon makes a special appearance once again. Say he's here, he's not going anywhere. We get it, Mr. McMahon. You're not going nowhere. You're just gonna you're WWE through and through, and we'll talk about that. Plus, two, Elias and Ezekiel finally come face to face, as you see right here. Is Kevin Owens losing his mind, or is Elias slash Ezekiel playing games with Kevin Owens, continuing on this ramp? Also, too, with the Elias concert coming up too. Plus, two qualifying matches for the Money in the Bank ladder match as Riddle takes on Almost in a Money in the Bank qualifying match. Will Riddle bounce back from this past Friday's championship match against Roman Reigns? Can he get himself into the Money in the Bank and perhaps maybe win the Money in the Bank ladder match and cash in on Roman after Roman declared that edict that he cannot no longer Riddle can no longer challenge Reigns for the championship as long as Reigns is the champion. We'll talk about that. Plus two, another Money in the Bank qualifying match as big time Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch goes against Asuka once again in another match. Will Becky Lynch get her way against Asuka 1-on-1 in a match for the Money in the Bank qualifying match? We'll have this and more when the Pro Wrestling Show starts right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show presents the Raw Ring Report. Thank you all for watching this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show on the Raw Ring Report here. Like I said, join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribing is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing here on the Pro Wrestling Show presents the Monday Night Raw Ring Report. We got a lot to get to here on Connect TV on YouTube and our streaming social media account channels, as well as Facebook and Twitch. We thank you all for watching our live stream. Also, too, we want to thank the Facebook audience for watching, making this past Pro Wrestling Show episode with the SmackDown Report the largest in Facebook history. We want to thank you for watching us on Facebook Watch. Thank you once again. All right. We're going to get to the action, right in the swing of things with Raw. As you see right here, women's champion Bianca Belair makes her grand entrance into the ring. Bianca Belair, um, with style, grace, she comes out there with her women's title. And Bianca Belair wants to know who's next in line to challenge her. We thought a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, Rhea Ripley was going to be the one to challenge Bianca Belair, but due to unforeseen circumstances, Rhea Ripley will no longer challenge Bianca Belair. I think they're going to wait till SummerSlam to make this match happen. Well, Bianca Belair didn't waste no time whatsoever. She wanted to know who was next in line to challenge her at Money in the Bank. And a lot of the women in the fray came out here. Becky Lynch came out to address her concerns that she needs to be the number one contender. Then Asuka came out there. Then Carmella, then former champion Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan. These five women had something to vie for. All five women want to be the next woman to dethrone Bianca Belair and challenge her for the women's championship. So it happened. Bianca made the match herself, a fatal five-way to determine who was next in line to challenge Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's title. And what a match it was. Fast, furious. This match was, as you can tell, which one of these five lovely ladies were going to challenge Bianca Belair for the women's championship. And it didn't turn out no other to be Carmella. Carmella defeated Liv Morgan to earn herself the challenge Bianca Belair at Money in the Bank for the women's championship. Carmella picks up the win. Carmella gets the win one more time, and it's gonna happen once again. I think it happened last time. Bianca Belair, Carmella takes on Bianca Belair this time for the Raw Women's title. As you can recall, sometime last year it was for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Now, a year later, it's for Raw's top prize in the women's division, the women's title of Raw. But you have to wonder, why wasn't Rhea Ripley? What's going on with her? Was they saving Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair for SummerSlam? I kind of got a feeling that's what they're gonna go with that. And you can tell Carmella is just a fill-in for now to take on Bianca Belair, so Bianca Belair can meet Rhea Ripley at SummerSlam. Also, too, we talked about too. Speaking of SummerSlam, SummerSlam implication from the SmackDown side of things. Universal Champion Roman Reigns defends his championship against Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam in Nashville. Well, we'll see another added chapter to this long feuded rivalry that everyone's a little bit sick of and tired of. But it's been going on for so long. It's been like either a SummerSlam match, Royal Rumble match, WrestleMania match. It's got to be one of those event matches. I'll get to see it again at SummerSlam, but this time a last man standing match between them. And the man who made that match, Mr. McMahon, who's still coming out with alleged allegations over having an affair with a secretary, paralegal, whatever you want to call it. And he's in hot water, but he continues to do what he did on SmackDown. He wants to welcome the crowd to the Raw. You got to wonder, will Mr. McMahon show up on NXT tomorrow and welcome the crowd as well? I don't think so. He might not be familiar with the NXT side of things, but it is for a shot for a reason. But like I said with that. Well, the first match in the Money in the Bank ladder match for the qualifying match for the men were Matt Riddle, who's coming off of a loss of losing his chance to become Universal Champion against Roman Reigns on SmackDown. But Riddle took on Almas, the mighty Almas, getting himself an opportunity of a lifetime to take on Riddle. MVP stated that Riddle would going to be high with Snoop Dogg and Wiz Khalifa, but when Almas picks him up high and drops him down, he's going to get the win. And that was exactly what happened. Almas did that and did so, picked him up with the win, picked him up and slammed him. Almas advances and earns himself a spot into the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Could Almas be the heavy favorite to win the men's Money in the Bank ladder match? It's a possibility to see Almas climb, but big things have happened in the past. Almas got himself an opportunity to add in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Also, too, Lashley came out there to get his revenge on Theory. Theory trying to do that pose down that he did last week. He tried to him and Lashley had a pose down last week in the main event. And Theory has an impressive physique, but at the same time, he's too arrogant and cocky. Theory came out there trying to do the same poses and routines that he did last week. Bobby Lashley came out of nowhere and attacked Theory. And Theory taking his picture, and Theory didn't know what was behind him. Lashley came out of nowhere and did the same thing that Theory, speared Theory and put baby oil on his face. Theory got his comeuppance. But Theory issued a challenge that he wanted Lashley in a gauntlet match, that saying that if you can defeat 3 opponents, then you'll get a championship match against me at Money in the Bank. Well, Lashley went through the gauntlet. He took on the tag team of American Alpha, and Lashley went through that gauntlet. And then all of a sudden, Theory came out there. Theory trying to make a statement as well. And Theory went against Lashley. Lashley beat Theory. Theory thought he had the numbers game and had a worn down, tired Bobby Lashley. Lashley came out of nowhere and won the match with a roll up over Theory, which that was smart and Sutherland. Theory didn't know what hit him, and Theory must defend his United States Championship against Lashley at at Money in the Bank, as you can see right here. We want to show you Theory and Lashley 1-on-1 for the United States Championship at Money in the Bank. It will happen. It'll happen at that event, and we'll see it exclusively on the Peacock Network. So Bobby Lashley getting his retribution, his revenge, or so we'll see that. Plus two, Elias and his brother Ezekiel came face to face tonight, and Elias had his concert. Elias hasn't been seen in quite some time. He came out there to with his concert. He came out with a stand ovation saying, "What does WWE stand for? Walk with Elias." Elias did do that, but Kevin Owens wasn't buying that at all. Kevin Owens wasn't buying that Elias or Ezekiel trying to play as brothers was one indeed the same person. And it was kind of weird, but how they was talking, you knew it was kind of Photoshop or edited heavy and stuff. But you can tell Kevin Owens is a little bit pissed off and a little bit pissed off as he should. And Kevin Owens, as you can see right here, he gets his match against Elias, against Ezekiel next week, or Elias, one of the two. We had to wait and see. It's going to be a good instant classic coming up. Also, too, we know that next week is the highly anticipated return of the Doctor of Thuganomics, the leader of the C Nation, John Cena. John Cena returns to Raw with nearly a year. Cena returns to with the Summer Cena, and starts next Monday on Raw from Laredo, Texas. John Cena will be back in WWE. It leads me to think that he's going to start a feud with Theory, and we'll see how all this will boil down to it. Cena returns, and you got to wonder would Theory be waiting in the wings for Cena, or what's going to happen with that coming up? We just have to wait and see. Also, too, AJ Styles was the guest on Miz TV. AJ Styles, the Miz trying to rip AJ Styles to say AJ Styles been on a losing streak with the Edge and the Judgment Day. AJ Styles on the trajectory, don't even know what's going on until Tommaso Ciampa came out of nowhere and helped the Miz attack AJ Styles. AJ Styles, I don't know who he's gonna feud with, the Miz or Ciampa. Who knows? Well, we can tell Ciampa went against AJ Styles and Ciampa lost to AJ Styles. So Tommaso Ciampa got lost in the shuffle, but we'll see what's going on with that coming up. Tommaso Ciampa, I feel like is he associating with you know who, the Miz? Only time will tell on that, but these two, I can see the Miz using Tommaso Ciampa as his mercenary or something like that. His hired gun or hitman or something. Take care of my leftovers. Take care of my stuff. So I can see that. But we'll see. Well, Becky Lynch was griping in the back, but she said that she didn't see it coming with Asuka. She wanted to give some type of contention. But Adam Pearce found the solution for her and put her in their scheduled match against Asuka 1-on-1 in the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. And Becky Lynch did do a lot tonight. We know that Becky Lynch, let me see if I can get a picture of Becky Lynch and what had happened. And Becky Lynch, like I said, Becky Lynch wants her opportunity. She feel like her opportunity was taken away from her. She feel like Oscar has something to do with that. Oscar holding her back. I guess with Becky Lynch, anything that um, let's see. Uh, let's see. Let's see. Okay. Well, right here, you can see right here, Becky Lynch and Oscar. This was scheduled right there, heavily scheduled. Well, we finna pull up right now for you. And let's see right quick. Let's see if we can pull the photo up for you and see a recent photo of it. See right quick. All right. As you see right here, Oscar went against Becky Lynch in a highly competitive match, but at the end, Oscar won the match over Big Time Bix, and Big Time Bix looking disheveled, looking like she's like frustrated, like what's next? Oscar earned herself a spot in the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Can Oscar do the two-peat again and win the women's bank ladder match? And she'll join Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, Lacey Evans, and Raquel Rodriguez. All some of them from Raw and from them from SmackDown. But Oscar wins as Becky Lynch looks down and wonders what's next for her. So we'll see. Going forward with that. All right, that ends the Raw Ring report. Let's move quickly. Let's move quickly to wrestling hot topics. So wrestling hot topics, we got a lot to talk about. I'm gonna talk about two referees. Referee Earl Dave Hebner and Timmy White have been that both passed away. We want to send our condolences to the family, um, friends, and colleagues of Timmy White. You remember Timmy White calling the Hell in a Cell match with Triple H and Chris Jericho 20 years ago. And man, we want to wish Timmy White and send our thoughts and thoughts and prayers. Also, to John Cena returning around next Monday. He's the only celebrity that did 650 wishes and counting. So kudos to John Cena on that milestone and accomplishment. Also, to Mr. McMahon settling his lawsuit with Andrew Luck with the XFL. Remember, you recall Mr. McMahon and Andre Luck had that problem, and now Mr. McMahon, he got a lot going on with him already. He had to settle with Andre Luck's father, Oliver Luck. So Mr. McMahon and Oliver Luck have reached a settlement in their settlement agreement. Um, Also, too, Daniel Bryanson will address on AEW this week, this Wednesday. Blood and Guts. So we'll hear from Daniel Bryan on Blood and Guts. So we'll hear from him. Plus, two, Madison Rain suffered a broken nose. We wish her a speedy recovery and stuff. So we wish that. Speaking of that, Seth Rollins did appear on Raw, and he did talk about him winning the briefcase. And a lot of fans think it could be deja vu. Seth Rollins could cash in and win the world championship, and does it deja vu again, leading to him and Cody battling for the championship down the road. Bandino, as you see right here, he had surgery. So Bandino coming back, coming out of that with a surgery sooner rather than later. Into Taya Valkyrie. She's been everywhere. She's been in MLW, AEW, MLW, NWA Impact. Taya has been a champion through and through. She's the MLW Women's Champion. She's the Impact Knockouts Champion. We'll talk a little later tomorrow on details about Slammiversary. We had a lot of news, and we don't want to overshine Raw with Impact news with Raw. So we'll talk about that with a little bit on the NXT ring report. We'll have something to talk about on the ring on the Hot Topics Hot Topics portion of Pro Wrestling Show. All right, that's gonna do it for the Pro Wrestling Show presents the Raw Ring Report. We're gonna leave you now with Asuka winning the women's Money in the Bank ladder, winning the advancing to the women's Money in the Bank ladder match to meet you know who, to meet all these other women and then grant herself a championship match. So, for me being Kendra Dix saying so long, and thank you for watching the Pro Wrestling Show, Raw Ring Report. We'll see you tomorrow for the NXT Ring Report. Peace.